Hello. I wanted to do an introduction to the wild animal encounter series that I'm going to be doing. Now, what I wanted to do is share stories of different encounters that I have had in the past, from a child camping and such in the bush. Now, I wanted to share this just so other people know the reality of camping out in the bush and what you may encounter. Certain areas, you don't have to worry about it. Other areas, there is definitely a threat there. My area here, I come out here all the time knowing that possibly I could have another encounter. I still come out here all the time because I don't know what the chances are, but it's a low chance of actually having an encounter if you follow, a few simple rules. Now, the encounters that I have had, I've had since a child. I'm going to go over the first one. First encounter I ever had with a black bear. I was, I think, 6 years old. My brother, he was 7 at the time, and we were walking up an old road. We're talking back and forth. Next thing you know, we see a black. This is probably 20 yards ahead. This black, just thing shoot across the road. It was almost a blur by the time you caught it in the corner of your eye. You just seen like a blur of black. It's like, whoa, what was that? Next thing you know, you seen a big mama bear pop out. It was a cub that darted out in front of us. It's on this side of the road went down in the ditch. He's on the other side. We're basically in the middle. She comes up over that hill and we just stopped for a second. She did not spot us at this time. But we knew even from being that young, we just slowly walked towards the ditch and crouched down in the ditch. And she came up over the hill. We could hear her crunching on the gravel as she walks across. And we're staying quiet and just watching. And basically, that was a very scary moment. You heard her walk, and then all of a sudden, you could tell she went into the grass. We could not see her through the ditch where she came down through. We were on this side of the ditch on the right-hand side. That is where the cub went, is up through there. We could hear, but we did not see her actually go into the ditch and up through. But that was my very first encounter. And I was, like I said, 6 years old, around there. And that was kind of a scary moment. Being between a cub and his mother. And I think she was more focused on the cub. She did not come down and investigate and such. She just slowly, cautiously walked across. And we just stayed hid. She knew he was there. We knew that. But we just didn't want to seem like we were a threat. So she went on her way. That was my first encounter with a black bear. All through my life, I have been in the woods, hunting and fishing and just exploring and camping and so on. And always, was brought up with woodsmen, that hunted and fished and such all their life. So we learned to respect bears. Most times, bears will not bother you. But they have attitudes. The right bear, the right time, it is very possible that you can have a very life-threatening encounter. So you never know. It's like meeting a stray dog. A lot of stray dogs, you know, are friendly. But they always tell you, don't pat a stray dog, because you'll never know what it will do. That's the same thing as a bear. A bear is like a huge raccoon. Raccoons are very nasty when they want to be. Although, if they're out rooting in your garbage, you flick on a light, usually they're, boom, gone. Same thing as a bear. Although, if you go out there and they want something, and you're in their way, a raccoon will be very nasty, and so will a bear. So most of the time I worry about bear out here is not, while I'm walking in the woods during the day. It's usually at night when the camp is all quieted down, they smell food, that's when they'll come in. That is when, that basically you're in the most danger. You're either asleep, you're in a hammock, a bear burrito, and such, and it's hard to get out of there and grab something if need be. A lot of times if they go in camp, around here, you make a big loud noise or something like that there, you possibly can scare them away. It's according on the bear, and it's also according on what he wants. If you're in the way, there are many accounts of bears, that have been very aggressive towards people even in my area, where they basically just fleed. They got away with their life, but it was very sketchy and they could have been killed very easily. Anyhow, I hope you enjoy this series. It's not only going to be about bears, it's going to be other wild animal encounters that I've had. And I'm also going to have a few guest speakers that I'm going to put on my channel as well that will tell us about their encounters. It should be a fun series. Hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching.